Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
It's a good one today.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at some really interesting AI trends. Yeah,
Trends.
like stuff that's happening right now and some stuff that's kind of on the horizon, you
Yeah.
know? So we've got open source AI making some big moves.
Hmm.
AI agents are, kind of about to explode, it seems like,
Yeah.
and even like AI meme tokens.
Oh, yeah. I can't forget about
Which
those.
is kind of a wild world,
Yeah.
but it kind of shows how much AI is really like, permeating like all aspects of the culture, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's becoming very mainstream.
Yeah, so it's really interesting how these things are kind of,
Yeah,
coming together to shape the future.
absolutely. And they all kind of feed into each other too,
Right.
right?
Yeah, totally. And that's what we're going to be diving into. So first up, let's talk about DeepSeek V3.
Okay.
This is an open source AI model
Right.
that is making waves right now because it's actually outperforming some of the big names in the field.
Yeah. Particularly in like the math and coding realms.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like in those specific areas.
Like very specific benchmarks.
Yeah. But how is that even possible?
Well, that's the really interesting part, right?
Yeah.
So DeepSeek V3 was developed with a budget of
Like, how much are we talking about?
just $10 million,
Oh,
which in the world of AI,
that's nothing.
yeah, it's a shoestring budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was developed really quickly, too, in just 2 months.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a fraction of the time and resources that we usually see.
So they're like really scrappy.
Yeah, super scrappy.
Okay. So who are they outperforming then?
So they outperformed a model from openai,
Okay.
and in one standardized math benchmark, DeepSeek V3 scored 73.9%,
Okay.
while OpenAI's model scored 71.1%.
Okay. So it wasn't like a massive difference.
Not massive, but still statistically significant.
Okay.
And then in coding, DeepSeek's score was even higher.
Wow. So this is a big deal.
It is a big deal, and it's not just a win for DeepSeek, it's a win for open source AI as a whole.
Okay. I get that this is a big deal, like for the AI world, but for someone like me who, doesn't spend all day coding,
Right.
why should I care?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why this is so important is because it really challenges this assumption that only these giant companies
With tons of money.
with tons of money can drive real innovation in AI.
Oh, okay.
DeepSeek V3 proves that even smaller teams with fewer resources can still create groundbreaking technology.
Hmm.
And so what happens when that kind of ingenuity is unleashed on an even wider scale, right?
Yeah. So it's like opening the doors for anyone.
Right, it's democratizing AI development.
Okay.
And that could lead to like this huge wave of new ideas from unexpected sources.
So potentially even better AI.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on to something that I think is a little bit more accessible to like the average person.
Sure.
AI agents.
Yeah.
So the buzz is that 2025 is going to be like the year of the AI agent.
It's the year they go mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking like
Big money.
big money here. The market's projected to hit like almost $1.4 trillion by 2030.
Yeah, that's trillion with a T.
Trillion with a T.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so AI agents, clearly they're important, but
Right.
what are they exactly?
Yeah, so in simple terms,
Yeah.
an AI agent is like an autonomous system that's designed to do a specific task or set of tasks.
Okay.
So think of it like a really advanced personal assistant
Yeah.
that can not only like manage your schedule, but it can also book your travel handle, your online shopping, even manage your investments based on your goals.
Okay, now that's something I can get behind.
Right.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it takes care of all that boring stuff.
Yeah, all this stuff that I don't want to do.
Exactly.
But okay, so beyond just like, making our lives easier,
Right.
how do you see AI agents like changing the world?
Well, I think the impact is going to be huge, especially in like businesses,
Mhm.
right? They can use AI agents to streamline their operation.
The customer service and stuff.
Yeah, customer service, logistics, data analysis,
Oh.
all sorts of things.
Okay.
So we're talking about increased efficiency, reduced costs, and potentially even the creation of entirely new industries that we haven't even thought of yet.
Oh, wow.
And that's where it gets really interesting because it's not just about efficiency, right?
Oh.
It's about freeing up human potential.
Oh.
So by offloading all those routine tasks to AI agents, we can then focus our energy on the things that require creativity, critical thinking, and human connection.
So instead of, working in the business, we can work on the business.
Exactly.
I love that.
Right. It's about letting AI handle the things that it's good at
Yeah.
and letting humans focus on the things that we're good at.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on to something that's a little bit more,
Fun.
shall we say.
A little more out there.
Yeah, the rise of AI meme tokens.
This is a fun one.
It's basically like AI hype meeting internet meme culture
Yeah.
and then somehow colliding in the financial world.
It's where those two worlds collide.
Yeah. So we've seen how meme stocks can like take off.
Yeah.
But AI meme tokens, like that's a whole other level.
That's a whole other level.
Yeah. So like, what are we talking about here?
Well, we're seeing tokens with names like AI16Z Fartcoin
Yeah.
and Zerebro.
Fartcoin.
Fartcoin
Okay.
attracting serious investment,
Wow.
pushing the total market cap for these tokens past $10 billion.
Wow.
So it's real money.
$10 billion.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But like,
It is a little crazy.
what's driving that trend? Is it just people hoping to get rich quick, or is there something more to it?
Well, it's definitely a high-risk, high-reward market, right?
Right.
These meme tokens, they're really volatile.
Yeah.
And they're driven by online trends and social media buzz, which can change really quickly.
There's a total gamble.
It is a gamble for sure, but I think it's a fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, you have the potential for AI to transform our world, and on the other hand, you have this internet culture that just loves memes and pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. And so they're kind of coming together.
They're coming together in the financial markets.
Right.
And it's a sign of how much AI is really entering our culture.
Yeah. So maybe it's not just about making money.
Right.
Maybe it's a way for people to kind of like engage with this new technology.
In a way that feels fun and accessible.
Right, exactly.
Even a little rebellious.
Yeah, and that's what makes this whole landscape so fascinating.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI emerge not just in labs, you know?
Right, not just in research papers.
Yeah, but in memes and social media.
And in our wallets.
Right, it's becoming part of like, our collective experience.
Yeah, our shared cultural experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Welcome back to our deep dive into the ever-evolving world of AI.
Ever-evolving is right.
So we've been talking about some pretty amazing trends like open source models. DeepSeek, right?
Yeah.
The AI agents that are, about to take over the world.
Coming soon to a device near you.
Right, exactly. And of course, like the crazy world of AI meme tokens.
It's a wild world out there.
Yeah, it really is. But I think with all this progress, it's good to kind of step back and ask, what does it all mean?
The big picture.
Yeah, like what are the implications of all this?
Right. Where are we headed?
Exactly. And what kind of future are we building with this technology?
Yeah, I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's important to approach this future with both excitement and a healthy dose of caution.
Okay, so let's talk about the caution part.
Okay.
Like, what are some of the potential downsides? I mean, we've all seen the movies where the robots take over.
The Terminator scenario.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think we need to worry about robots rising up anytime soon.
Okay.
But there are some legitimate concerns.
Okay, like what?
Well, for example, as AI agents become more sophisticated, what happens to all the jobs that those agents can now do?
Right. Are we all going to be out of work?
Well, it's not that simple, but it is something we need to think about. Like, are we prepared for potential shifts in the workforce?
Yeah, and like retraining and all of that.
Exactly.
Okay, but on the flip side, couldn't AI also create new jobs?
Absolutely.
Like roles that we haven't even thought of yet?
Right. It's not just about AI taking jobs. It's about AI changing the nature of work. We might see a shift towards jobs that require uniquely human skills.
Like creativity.
Creativity, critical thinking, problem-solving, emotional intelligence.
Right. Those are things that AI can't really replicate.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay, so maybe it's more about AI augmenting our capabilities.
Yeah.
Working together as a team.
Yeah, a human-AI partnership.
I like that.
And that could lead to a huge boost in productivity.
Right.
We could achieve more, innovate faster, and tackle these complex challenges in ways we never could before.
Yeah, that's a pretty optimistic outlook.
It is, but I think it's a realistic one.
Okay, but what about bias in AI?
Ah, yes, the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen examples where these systems can be biased.
Right, they reflect the biases that exist in the data they're trained on.
Exactly. So how do we make sure that these new AI agents are fair and unbiased?
Well, that's a critical area of focus, and there's a lot of research going on right now.
Okay.
It's all about building AI systems that are transparent, accountable, and aligned with our values.
So it's not just about the tech itself.
Right.
It's about how we use it.
Exactly.
And like the ethics behind it.
It's about responsible AI development.
Okay, so we've talked about some potential downsides.
Yeah.
But let's focus on the positive for a second.
Okay.
Like, what are some of the most exciting possibilities that these AI trends are opening up?
Oh man, where do I even begin?
Yeah.
I mean, think about healthcare.
Okay.
AI agents could help doctors with diagnosis, analyze tons of medical data to find patterns, personalized treatment plans.
So like personalized medicine.
Exactly. We could see breakthroughs in disease prevention, early detection, all sorts of things.
That's incredible.
It is. And what about education?
Yeah.
AI could personalize learning for every student,
Oh,
help them reach their full potential.
that would be amazing.
It would. And then there's scientific research.
Right.
AI could help us make groundbreaking discoveries in all sorts of fields.
Like astronomy.
Astronomy, climate science, material science, you name it.
So it's not just about solving practical problems.
Right.
It's about expanding our knowledge.
Exactly, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
This is what gets me excited.
Really?
Like, we're not just talking about making things easier or automating tasks.
Right.
We're talking about unlocking human potential in ways we haven't even dreamed of.
It's about augmenting our intelligence and creativity.
Exactly. And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be alive.
I agree.
Like, we're at the forefront of a technological revolution.
A revolution that has the potential to transform every aspect of our lives?
But it's up to us to guide that transformation,
Absolutely.
to make sure that AI is used for good.
And that it benefits all of humanity.
And that brings us to part 3 of our deep dive,
Okay.
where we'll be exploring those very questions.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're wrapping up our deep dive into the world of AI.
All the cool stuff happening.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing and a little bit scary, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, a little bit of both, for sure.
But I think the thing that's important to remember is that the future of AI, it's not like set in stone.
Right. Right, it's not predetermined.
Yeah, it's something that we're all kind of shaping together.
Through the choices we make and the conversations we have.
Exactly. So let's talk about that. Like, what can we as individuals do to make sure that AI, develops in a way that's beneficial for everyone?
That's the big question.
It can feel kind of overwhelming, right?
It can, but honestly, even small actions can make a difference.
Okay, so like,
Well, first of all, just being aware,
okay.
staying informed about what's happening in AI, the potential benefits, the risks, asking questions.
So basically deep dives like this one.
Exactly. Knowledge is power.
Okay. But how do we go beyond just being informed and actually start influencing the direction of AI?
Well, one way is to talk about it. Have conversations about AI ethics with your friends, your family, your colleagues.
Get people thinking about it.
Exactly. The more we talk about these issues, the more we can shape the values that are guiding AI development.
That makes sense, but what about like concrete actions?
Right. So be mindful of the AI products and services you use.
Okay.
Support companies that are prioritizing ethical AI development.
So like voting with our wallets.
Exactly. And you can also support organizations that are working to develop AI for good.
Like in healthcare and education.
Exactly. There are a lot of great initiatives out there.
Okay, so even if we're not like tech experts,
Right.
we can still make a difference.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of social media.
Oh, yeah.
Share your thoughts, raise awareness, use your voice to amplify these important conversations.
Yeah, and speaking of social media,
Yes.
be sure to follow us at AI for the People for more deep dives and discussions.
And use the hashtags AI innovation and AI for the people to join the conversation.
We want to hear from you.
What excites you about the future of AI?
What are your hopes and concerns?
Let's work together to shape a future where AI benefits everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you learned something new and that you'll continue to explore the fascinating world of AI.
And remember, the future is in our hands.
Let's make it a good one.